What's up, guys? Today we're going to show you how to sexualize your text game and get a date with a girl who's being extremely difficult and might be the biggest brat ever. Guys are always asking, how do you text a girl who's just being difficult? Well, in this video you'll find out exactly how, so make sure you watch until the very end. So this is one of the guys in our mastermind group, and he has a very sexual bio. So he opens the girl with, "I'd ruin you," a very sexual opener, and she responds with a shit test. "I don't think you have it in you." Now, guys sometimes think the shit test is bad, but it's actually not a bad thing because it means the girl is at least somewhat interested in you, but she wants to find out if you're congruent to the personality, to the front that you're putting on. So girls don't shit test homeless guys or guys that have no interest in. They just either block them or they give them, no thank you type of responses. So he flips that energy back on her and says, "I don't think you can handle it." Now, again, this is good. There's multiple ways to pass a shit test. You can use humor. You can just give like one-word responses like, "Oh, you bet," or you can actually flip it back on the girl. That last one is probably my favorite. She says, "Psh, you don't know what I can handle with a devil emoji." So she gives him basically the green light here to go sexual with that devil emoji. She's also participating in the sexual banter. So he follows with this. "Well, we could start off by me grabbing a fistful of your hair, shoving your face down to my pillow as I bend you over and leave your ass bright red." So this is good, right? She's basically showing her that, yeah, I can actually fuck the shit out of you. I'm not one of those guys that's all talk. It's like, I'd jackhammer you really hard and it's gonna feel good. She says, "I mean, if you think it's that easy, I can be a little trouble," another devil emoji, "but I can also be an angel if you make me." So this is a very basically classic brat type of language, right? She's saying, hey, I can be a super pain in the ass for most guys, but if you're alpha, if you're dominant, I can be your submissive little slut. That's essentially what's being communicated here. "I want you to be trouble. It's so much more fun when I can put you in your place and punish you." And that's exactly what brats want to hear. Sounds more like punishment to me. His response, "Great minds think alike." And she just drops her Snapchat. Now, what he does well here is he doesn't fall for this and be like, "Sure, yeah, we can send each other 20 million nudes and it's going to be so fun like high school teenagers." No, he just says, "Don't use Snap, you can text me though," and drops his number. And it works. She messages him and said, "I thought about waiting a while to text you to be funny, but I'll save that. Bunny, by the way." He says, "Is that your actual name or just what you want me to call you when you're on your knees for me?" Now, he does well here is he combines sexualization with wittiness, with humor in a very smooth way. She says, "You can call me whatever you please, but my real name is blah. Bunny's a nickname, comes from Rope Bunny." And this basically two texts is all you need to see to know that she's very much into BDSM, right? She's saying, "You call me whatever you please," means that she's very submissive, probably a brat, and comes from Rope Bunny means she's into some fucking freaky ass motherfucking shit. So he says, "Wow, what a coincidence." There's a photo of him holding some ropes. And by the way, I have the same exact ones. You get them on Amazon for like 15 bucks. And with the devil emoji, she says, "They look a lot better on me than in your hands." And she sends a photo of her being tied up with her ass out. We can't really show all of it on YouTube, but yeah, that's what happens. He says, "Oh my, I have something for that too. Devil emoji, you're gonna look amazing tied up to my bed." And then here he sends a photo of his sex toys, right? I used to send a photo like this all the time too. Actually, it was funny because when I was using this photo, I posted in the mastermind group and a lot of guys were using it, right? But all this stuff you can get on Amazon, it's like 30 bucks altogether. It's not expensive. She says, "Not bad if you think you can handle me. It takes a lot to break me." So notice how she keeps saying, "Handle me. Can you handle me?" Right? Again, she's just screaming, "Brat. I'm a brat. I'm a brat. I like to be dominated. I'm a brat." He says, 10 to 15 orgasms would probably do the trick. She says, "Oh, cute, you think you can make me?" He says, "I don't think I know." So again, this is kind of what I was talking about earlier about just giving a very short, succinct response to a shit test. It's just like, no, I can't, right? You want to be very straightforward, or again, you can mirror that energy, or you can respond with humor. She says, "What makes you so confident, sir?" He just says, "Experience." "I'm glad you already know what to call me though," smiley face. She says, "I may have experience being difficult." Who would have thought? Also, we should talk interest and boundaries. And then here, I guess she double texts him, or I guess want to quadruple text him and says, "I'm feeling bold, a little tipsy, so I'll let you know I'm cool with trying almost anything, as long as it's not bodily fluids that aren't come." That's a very nice way of putting it. "I honestly haven't tried much submissively besides light bondage. I've done anal once. My fiance decided he didn't like it, but I definitely want to try it again. And we've played around with forced orgasms, but I can handle more than I look. Well, he's never been able to tire me out. One of the reasons we decided to be open, but I love the idea of being controlled, especially forcibly. I like pain being mixed with pleasure, degradation, but also praise be the best." Just a side note, can you imagine marrying a girl who's literally sexting other guys, saying how much she wants to be fucked by them? Like, that fiance, if you're watching this video, abort mission, sir. And then here she, I guess, tracks him another time and says, "Damn, too blunt. I knew you couldn't handle it," right? And I guess here she's very invested in the conversation. You can see a big difference between the beginning of the convo and where she's at now. I mean, she's like quadruple texting him and shit, sending him essays. He says, "Not all. Was out last night. All sounds good to me. I'm going out, love telling you my bed and punishing you, telling you what a dirty slut you are, and I won't let you come until you beg for it. So again, this is something that's teasing. Right? A lot of girls get turned on by that. Girls love the anticipation, right? When you make them beg for it. When you say, nah, I'm not gonna let you come until you say I'm your dirty little slut daddy. Like shit like that is fucking awesome if said in the right way, in the right context. She says, bet you can't even get me close. She's always challenging him. Very typical brat shit. Please keep saying things like that. It's going to make it so more fun when I completely ravish you. I haven't heard someone use the word ravish outside a book ever in my life. She says, I like to see you try. We both know who's really in charge here, right? Constant shit test, constant challenging. That's welcome to Bratland, right? But once you finally, I guess, dominate a brat, they become super submissive with occasional shit test once in a while to make sure you're still on your game. I would never be in a relationship with a brat. They're super fucking annoying, but for sex, they're some of the best. He says, you're cute. You talk a big game. It's time to see if you can back it up. So this is a very smooth way of moving it forward towards a meetup, right? Good. And how's that? You're going to come over and show me what you're all about. This text I don't love particularly. It's just not quite dominant about enough. I would say when she said, how's that? I'm going to say by coming over so I can find out if you're all talk. That's how I would rephrase it. But again, where I'm kind of nitpicking right now. She says, you wish. Not a good weekend for me, and drop emoji. So what this means is she's on her period. Translation for the 1% of people who didn't figure that out. He says, I'm a man, baby girl. The red fairy doesn't bother me. I'm not a big fan of nicknames like baby girl, but said in a tongue-in-cheek way here, so it's fine. It's a me thing. Can't do it. I'll pass out. I'm free next Saturday though. We can meet up at a bar or something first. This is also classic brat. They'll be like super all talk over text, be like, yeah, you can't dominate me. Fuck you, you little bitch. And they'll be like, can we meet in public first? Because it's understandable, the safety concern. Obviously, that makes sense. But it's just funny that it comes from a girl who's talking massive shit. He says, stranger danger. Always stranger danger. I like to stay alive and relatively in one piece. Thought I do think I could take you. So again, she's combining safety concerns with a shit test. It's fascinating. You're racking up a lot of spankings with some of these comments. It's okay. You don't look like you hit very hard. She's like, I don't want to be killed. By the way, I think you don't hit hard enough, so can you prove to me that you're actually violent enough? It's like, what the fuck? Probably not with you, since I wouldn't want you crying after 3 spankings. So good. He actually challenges her back. So that's a style he uses a lot, is he just flips these shit tests back on her. I'm a big girl. Some might even say a good girl. Some, i.e. liars, good. No, the truthiest truthers. Going out to blah blah for a while. And here I think what she's trying to do is make him jealous, like, are you going to chase me? And he does well by not falling for it. So how he could have failed that is by saying, oh no, you should come over instead, blah, blah, right? But he doesn't fall for it at all. He says, don't believe it for a second, but you will be a good girl for me by the time I'm finished with you. She says, you're such a cute little dom. I'd like to see you try. So just nonstop challenges. This is the annoying thing about brats. At the bar, if you're doing tonight, but I know you won't pull up, right? Nonstop challenges. Or I can pull up. Let me know. I promise to give you more hell in person. So here I guess she's getting horny as fuck. He says, you had your chance earlier and you missed it, right? Very good. Now she's the one that's chasing. No worries. Doesn't seem like much to miss out on. He's like, yeah, that's why you quadruple texted me. I like this guy. I handle my problem myself. It's okay. You don't have to feel bad about being all talk. I know I'm scary. At the same time, she's saying, I'm not going to meet you in public because I'm not going to meet you in private because I'm worried. But yeah, so what happens here is she gets horny that night and her horniness overcomes her safety concerns, right? And look, if he said, yeah, sure, you can come over, that would have been totally fine as well, right? So I don't want you to think that this was some kind of strategic move that needed to be done to ultimately get the date. I've had many situations where the girl's giving me shit test, and she's like, yeah, actually, I can hang out tonight. She kind of changes her mind and I'm free that night. So I'm like, yeah, sure, come over, right? That's totally fine as well. But if he was legitimately busy, which I assume was the case, then this was a perfect text to respond to, right? The mistake that some guys would make is they would start justifying themselves. They'll be like, oh shit, I already went out, my bad, blah, 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 right? But he kind of gives her that playful, I don't give a fuck energy. And he says, an actual bunny is scarier than you, but if you want to actually make set plans, let's do it. She's like, I'm free nights and weekends. How's tonight or Wednesday night? I can do tonight. How's 8:30? Works for me. Where would I be headed? He gives her the address. That's a whole hour, sir. Wow, a whole hour. How will you survive? So again, he's not giving into her shit. Can't do that kind of gas till Wednesday. I'll help you out, but only if you promise to be a good girl. She says, you're going to pick me up, lol, and we both know I can't make that promise. Gas money's silly. Then I still have to drive. It'll be worth it. I guess I could suck it up. Oh, I know you could. Wouldn't you like to find out? So again, she kind of gives him a little bit of a shit test, or maybe laziness, objection, whatever you call it. She's like, oh, I still have to drive. And he's like, that's okay. Right? Now look, there's nothing simpy about pitching in for gas or getting a girl an Uber, right? Guys are often so worried about coming off as simps, they make these like really dumb common sense mistakes by like essentially fighting the girl about like a $10 Uber, right? That's fine, right? There's nothing wrong with doing that. Where you cross the line is if you actually start buying her shit or giving her money in exchange for romance, intimacy, or sex. All right, let's keep going. She says, I got $3 till payday tomorrow. How far will 1 gallon gas get me? Big surprise, she's broke. Who would have seen that coming? He says, do you have Venmo? She gives the Venmo. I do. All right, I've never done this, but I'm fairly confident you're real. I don't really care if I lose 15 bucks. Okay, not a big amount of money. Nope, I'm fake, the fakest. So you can have $15 now. If you need more to get home, I'll give it to you before you leave here. 3 gallons should be plenty. It's 60 miles to avoid ferries. I don't know how math works, but I couldn't tell you. Never mind, just check there. It should be good. I'll leave here in an hour. You get it? ETA 8:45. Just so you know, if I'm missing a lot, there's a lot of people to look for me. So basically she's saying like, yo, whatever, if I get killed. So she's oscillating between being concerned about her safety and also at the same time just fucking insulting the guy and challenging him. Interesting combination. I'm glad to hear it. Where the fuck do I park? She can't just say, where do I park? She has to say, where the fuck do I park? He says, anywhere. So here they meet up, they fuck. Big surprise, right? With girls like this, once you overcome all their shit tests and get them over, right? And as long as you don't break down your frame in real life and start being a feminine bitch, you're gonna fuck them within like 15 minutes, right? Brats are not hard to fuck unless they're ones who are just all talk, and when they come over in person, they're just like super nervous and you have to actually spend half an hour to an hour building comfort. I've had that happen too, but not usually. And here he says, that was fun, kind of. She's like, what might call it mildly enjoyable? Now I just have to make it back on low fuel. Made it home relatively alive. So again, once you fuck a brat like this, it becomes a lot easier, right? The second time, the third time he's gonna fuck her, I would say he's gonna get maybe 20% of the difficulty he's getting now, but there will always be some level of difficulty when it comes to a brat, which is why I would personally never date one, or certainly not marry one, especially if he's going out there and fucking other guys. All right, hopefully you guys found this video valuable, and if you wanna cure brattiness, which is a worldwide epidemic, make sure you subscribe to the channel and share this video with a few friends, because together we can do it. Also, if you haven't already, check out a free Tinder ebook. We cover everything from photos to bio to texting, everything you need to know and much more for free. Link is going to be in the description. Thank you for watching. Until next time.